Hi, Judy from Witchpeace Craft. Welcome to this week's video. My crafting life for last week was a bit of creation through procrastination. I just couldn't get settled to one job, but I did finish a few things I'd like to share with you. So every time I went to make something, it was, oh, I don't feel like doing that. I want to start some new things, but I had to move some whips off my whip wall. So I decided bite the bullet and have a look at what I could do. So the first project bag I picked was this one, which is, I bought this years ago from a local market. It's actually got dwarfs on it, gnomes, and no, they're the 7 dwarfs. There you go. So I've actually finished what was in here because there wasn't a lot to it. It is actually a yip yip. He needed his fringe and his eyes is in antenna. I started making him in November last year for my December market, and I never got around to it because to do the fringe I have to sit outside because it makes such a mess, and I do knot every end so it won't fray. But yes, I finished my yip yip. I do get a lot of attention with these, and I have sold them at markets before. I don't use the ping pong balls for eyes. I did my own eyes, but this time I did put some artificial eyes in. I may make some more. It is hard on my hands, but I may make them smaller. There's a free pattern on Ravelry for Yip Yip. All the patterns will be linked in the description below that I talk about. Check it out. It's a lot of fun. I just made him in some Spotlight Blankie yarn in an aqua color. Can't remember what it's called. It's the Blankie yarn we can get. So there he is, my Yip Yip. He's very cute, and he does look good hanging up at my market. So attacking my whip wall, there was a blanket on there, and every time I went to make it, I sort of balked. It's a lovely blanket. It looks great, but for me, I make blankets for charity or throws or whatever you want to call them, Afghans, a certain size, and it was a lot of work. But the other thing I like is that they can look reversible, and this couldn't. It was the Bavarian stitch blanket that I was making, and I decided no, it wasn't worth the effort I was putting in, because it wasn't really my idea of what I can donate to charity where it can be used either side. So I frogged it, and that yarn is now back in my yarn stock, ready to use again. So that was another whip down. Then I have this whip, which is half a whip now, and it's changed in this red bag. It's just a Spotlight, oh no, Lincraft red bag, just a plain one. In here, I was making a cow. It was a free pattern on Ravelry. It was easy enough to make. I'd done the head, the body. I started the legs, and then I realized how big this thing was going to be, and it would probably take close to 1 kilo of fiber fill to finish it, and it just wasn't worth it. I wouldn't want to keep it, and I doubt anyone would pay the money for it that it was going to cost me to make. So I frogged it. I was using Spotlight Super Saver yarn, which is a 10-ply in the mustard color and black, and it was a cow. The thing is, I still have his head. I have his head with beady eyes that I made and stuffed. I don't really want to pull it apart because I think I'll damage it, and it was a bit of work. So I'm asking you guys to make a suggestion what I could make with this to finish it as a project. What could I turn this head or round thing into with beady eyes? Let me know in the comments below. Please make a suggestion. I've looked at it a few times. So he's a half frogged whip. He's still a sleeping whip. So that gave me a bit of room on my charity, on my whip wall, and luck of the draw it started. And I really love Luck of the Draw. I really enjoy it. So Luck of the Draw 10 started with Momma Swift. And we're into week 3. We just finished week 3, but I thought I'd share that with you. So it's living in my owl project bag, and it goes back on the whip wall. Week 1 for me was the hot pink. Week 2 was the purple. Week 3 was the gold. Now, this can be reversible in the sense that that's the right side, and it has little bobbles at the end of each row, like there and there. And when you turn it over, they're just flat. They just look flat, so it doesn't really matter. And I really am enjoying this. So the pattern I'm using is called Blocks and Popcorn Baby Blanket by Olga Poltava from Ravelry. It's a free pattern. It's really easy to make, and it will look good in the colors I'm using. I'm using Stylecraft DK and a 3.75 or 4mm, can't remember, crochet hook. And these are leftover Stylecraft DK from another Luck of the Draw. So basically with Luck of the Draw 10, we pick 5 colors plus a border color, which I have, or a contrast color. But for me, I'm just doing block rows, and then it runs for 10 weeks. So some of these colors will obviously come out twice. But yes, I love Luck of the Draw. I really enjoy it. It does motivate me to make something, especially a lap gown for charity. So my last and final whip for last week, when I was a little flat, another whip, and I think I've reused the bag to put it on the whip wall, was I had this amigurumi I made, and I didn't really like it. I don't even know why I did the pattern, because it wasn't right for me. But I did end up changing it up and finishing it. So here it is. It's a plushy platypus. Ta-da, it's quite large. And why didn't I like it? Because the pattern had no tail on the platypus. The thing about an Aussie platypus is their bill and their big tail and their funny feet. So to do a pattern without a tail was a bit weird. They also tie a ribbon around it. The neck is a little floppier than most, but for me, mine's fairly firm. I just decided I'd put a ribbon around his neck to attract attention on my charity stall, because I will be selling him. I just used Millen's yarn in this colour and Millen's yarn in this colour for my platypus. So the pattern is on Ravelry by the Nerdy Knitter, but it is a crochet pattern. And this part up to here is quite easy to do, except the neck. I really was a bit worried about how floppy the neck would be. But then I got to here, and that's probably where I stopped. And then I've worked out for myself how I will do a tail, because I do have an acrylic made platypus like this in my inventory for my next market that I made a while back. So yes, a platypus that I will sell on my market stall. So pretty much that was it for me. I did a bit of market prep that I'll talk to you about in the future, just little bits and pieces. And I do have another project I want to share with you in a separate video that I finished last night, and that's mainly because it's a bit involved in how I made it and how we came up with it as a family. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's content. Let me know in the description below if there's anything you'd like me to show you or talk about. And yes, stay safe, stay well, and have one crafty day making a platypus. See if you can find a really cute baby platypus. So until next time, bye for now.